All right, welcome to the Anarchy live trading London session. It is October 25 and we just hit 1 o'clock, so about an hour out from market open. If you've got some weird sounds in the background, I've currently got the kids up in my office today. My wife is out, so pardon the noise, but let's see what we're gonna do. I've got my headphones on, and hopefully voice isolation works well. But yeah, let's see how it goes today. Yesterday we're gonna just let's go check the news before we go anywhere. Just kind of set the stage for today. So today, we had the flash manufacturing PMI for. Oh no, that was yesterday. I already had that. Today. So 3 o'clock, we have the German IFO business climate. So that is considered a red folder. This could definitely have a impact on the DAX. So again, you know, we may want to be a little bit careful trading DAX today, at least until 3 o'clock. So we may look, I mean, after two, before three, maybe we get in something. But again, we're going to have to play that by ear as we, um, as we continue to go. So let's now move over to how we did. So yesterday, if you were on the live stream with us, you saw I took a couple stupid trades, identified it, went break even, got out, didn't lose much, which is nice. But then we did catch a really nice trade, and so we are now currently up 6.2% on this AQRE challenge account, just a 10K challenge that we're doing right now. So we've only got one. We only need about 1.7% in order to pass this challenge. So looking forward to doing that, maybe hopefully within this week. The only problem is kind of funny is if you kind of look at like my profit versus drawdown. So you'll notice every about 4 days. Now, according to my data, my what would you say? My win to loss ratio is essentially 50%. Like I win about 50% if we go down and look at it. What is my profit? Yeah, it's essentially 48, 52. Like 52 actually lost. Now that doesn't really take into account my break evens, which are all over the place, a few dollars up, a few dollars down. So it's not quite right, but it's about 50%. But if you win 50% of the time, that means about every 4 days you will have a day where you lose two in a row, and that means I'm done trading. And so if you actually go look here, we had losing day there, losing day there, losing day there, and then a losing day on the 17th. So we are certainly due for a possible losing day today, but that's why we're going to try to be careful. Going to try to take it one step at a time, and we will see how that goes. So let me see if I can. I blur my background? I don't know. Doesn't really matter, I suppose. Um, so we're gonna try to take it easy, see if we can pass this challenge this week, because that would be great. We're up 1.57% on the week, so just from yesterday, Monday, and Tuesday, which is beautiful. And we'll see if we can keep that going into today. We'll try to take it careful. Historically, Wednesdays are my best trading day, so if you want to see kind of the data that I'm looking at and how I go about that. So if we look at this, um, this what? Sure, one or two. So this is looking at the money versus the money I've made versus the money I've lost on each day. Monday, I profited $550, lost 300. Tuesdays, this is a pretty poor number, and historically, I haven't done well on Tuesdays. So I've lost more money on Tuesday than I've made. So I'm going to continue monitoring that. Now it's not by much, but still. And then Wednesdays again, back to one of my better days where I've definitely made a lot more money than I've lost. So we're going to continue monitoring this as we go. And as we gather more data, again, this is a new account. Like I've kind of gathered data over the last few months and got myself down to these three pairs at these three times. And now I'm trying to start further down, figuring out where my best trading time is. Again, if you look at this, a kind of break even, up $50 if I'm trading at between one and two. But check out my trading between two and three and four. So definitely best trading time is between 2 and 3 o'clock, and then 3 and 4 o'clock. So should I be trading at 1? Honestly, according to this, I'm $50 up, but $50 up after a month is pretty poor. So we're going to be looking at this, and I may be quitting trading at all from 1 o'clock, between 1 and 2. And honestly, it's before market open anyway. So while there is sometimes good moves, the problem is if you don't have enough time for your moves to play out, or markets will be erratic. So we'll continue monitoring this, but it's not looking good for my trades before 1 and 2, before market open. So we may be monitoring that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, so going long right now, really haven't made any money, but of course we've been in a kind of bearish market recently, and I've been killing the shorts, so that's where we're going. If we look here, I essentially haven't made any money on NAS, which is a little bit surprising. But again, I'm going to continue monitoring this, but I may be cutting NAS completely out and just be focusing on German 40 and US 30, since they're clearly the ones that I've made money on. And my win rate on DAX is definitely better than US 30. So again, focusing on that, I've definitely taken a lot more trades too. So my sample size, 45 trades for DAX versus 30 for US 30. And this gold trade, why did I get in gold? I was bored one day and I lost it. I knew I shouldn't be. Gold is just, my hat's off to people who trade gold, but if you do trade gold, you should be waiting for at least the New York session, because during London and Asia, it's all over the place, and Wiki, and just it's a mess. I've made some great money on gold and then proceeded to lose way more. So hence why I'm not touching gold, and that was a one-off, me breaking my rules, trading a pair that I know I shouldn't be. So that's what we're doing here. So with that out of the way, let's see what we can do today. Uh, we know that we're kind of due for possibly losing some trades statistically, meaning we need to be careful and really wait for our good setups. We need to focus. If we let some trades go by, that's going to be okay. But I would rather not get into stupid trades like I did yesterday. We got lucky. Unfortunately we got out of them without losing. But what we just could save ourselves and just not get in them at all. And when I say them, that one trade where we got into NAS on that little 1 minute pullback in the middle of absolutely nowhere, really stupid. So let's try to avoid that. I'm going to take a look at the Edge Finder again, just see if we have any updates for today on anything, especially after all the news that dropped yesterday. What stuff did we have dropped yesterday for US? It was PMI, right? So manufacturing PMI, which came out a little bit better than expected. So let's see if that did anything. We can go over and look at our indices. So we see a bit of a reverse. Let's go back to US 30. So US 30 is now minus. Looking at here, this is not updated. Hold on. Why this is showing something else? Don't really know what's going on. Whatever. Anyway, it's a -1. German 30, now a 2. If you're trading JP225, which I know a couple people are, then that's looking quite bullish right now. All right. Sure. I don't know what's going on with this today. Whatever. Don't care. We'll keep this open because, as I said, 3 o'clock we do have the German IFO business climate launching here, so we'll keep that in mind moving forward. And now let's go look. Now let's go look at what we've got here. So we'll go to our daily charts as always. Got a lot of lines here, and yesterday, as we said, we thought they might try to save it. They definitely did, at least a little bit. So we came down here, equal wicks, and then drove all the way up and came up to it's kind of cool. Remember, we drew this red line saying, oh, maybe price will come up here, touched it, and now we're coming back down. Let's see, will we come down half of this candle, so to this red line, and then drive, maybe keep driving up bullish. I tend to see that that's what's going to happen, but we don't know. So let's erase all of these and start fresh on US 30. So we're going to start off with our horizontal lines. Remember, purple for high and low of day. And then where could price go? Well, definitely high of yesterday would be a good start. And then if it breaks through that, I would definitely say probably here. And the reason I'm putting it here is because we have the bottom of this wick and we have the 9 EMA, as well as picking up a couple of these wicks. So that's like, to me, a very nice spot. And then finally, if it pushes past that high of Friday. No, I didn't mean, I told you no cap, whatever. Let's sit down, let's sit down. Cat shouldn't be up here because if he runs away, he'll escape, okay? Okay, so there we have our lines. And if you remember, we had a red line, which was half of this candle. So if we want to, yes. Okay, well, let's see. So this could be a target where if we think it's going to go bullish, it could come down to this red candle, half of the previous candle. Again, we treat daily candles exactly how we do 5-minute candles, 1-minute candles. Doesn't matter. They're all the same. It's price action, it's fractional, right? So it's going to be all the same. We can treat them all the same. And so if we were trading this on the 5, we'd be okay. Let's see if it comes down half of this candle, holds, and then continues to drive bullish. We're quite below the 200 and the 9, so I would like to see this maybe continue to pivot up. We're definitely at the low of day right now. So let's move this now to the 1 hour. And immediately we can see, what can we see? We can see the high of day, a lot of resistance there. We tried to break it here, tried to break here, tried to break there. We've rejected it so far. So now, are we going to drive down and pick up enough to keep going up? Are we just going to pivot here, perhaps, kind of on this low of day, pivot up? We don't know yet. So let's see what happens. What? Yeah, I don't know. I did not understand him, but evidently he asked. Maybe you guys could share. If you want to get Simba, you can, but you have to be careful you don't let them go, because if they run away up here. Now, coloring time for 15 minutes, guys, and then you can watch something, okay? Okay, so support, resistance here, support, support, pretty much support broke through, but went back up immediately. I think this was probably on news or something yesterday. Um, support, support. This keeps reconnecting. I don't know what's going on here. Let's try shifting to a different server on my MetaTrader. Okay, guys, I'm on a call now, so you guys have to be quiet, okay? Jesse, I'm pretty sure I told Mercy to bring up the cat. Why do you have the cat now? Let's just share nicely. Okay, so we have a big bullish candle right now on Dow, but we're not going to buy into that. But like, where could we buy? Where could we buy into that? Like, we're in such a downtrend. So we're aggressive, sure. We could go here, wait for a retest, and then go up. But to me, it's just we've had all this downward pressure, and yeah, we kind of came down. Yes, we're bouncing out of this, but I need to see some more. So I would potentially put this a bit higher. Like, to me, we did see a bit of a rejection here. It then broke down, but we did see some rejection here. And we kind of have this wick showing rejection there. And we have these wicks over here showing, so to me, I'm going to put this here, and if we see this break, if we see this break above it, retest, then we could potentially think about going up to, and this would be our first target. Kind of corresponds somewhere like right here, right? So this is definitely a big candle, but we need to see some more going. Oof, need to see some more. 2 minutes left, and it's just smoking. So let's see what happens. I do like this lie. So if it comes up here and then cools off and comes down here, then maybe we consider hopping in. But again, we're early. It's 1 o'clock. My data is indicating I probably shouldn't be trading much. We'll get some good moves after London open. So we're just gonna wait and see right now. Our spreads are pretty big too right now. I mean, I guess only 1.6 right now on US 30, so not bad. But it's a big candle. If you buy here, where's your stop loss going to be? Bottom of that candle, meaning your target's going to have to be like way up here. So again, let's just be patient. While we're waiting, let's go. Let's go look at a DAX. So for this one, let's just high day. Let's just move some lines around. And kind of maybe right here because we have these two lows. So, and then if it goes bullish, as I said, I'm feeling bullish today. Don't know if that's unwarranted, but let's say half half of that candle. Not much to correspond to, honestly, but maybe the bottom of this one could put it a little higher, but then that's a big target. Then we could put a red one in the middle. It doesn't really matter, but let's start with that. Drop down to the 1 hour. Let's go look at US 30 though for just a minute. Okay, so it rejected this level. Now, if we can see a push, maybe a bit of a pullback to the 9, and then if we can then swing up, that would be nice. Or if it just opens up with momentum, I guess that could be another possibility. But again, you have to think, where would you put your stop? Okay, there we go. So let's see if we can come down to this 9 and then wick and then push. Yeah, let's sit here and wait for a minute because I kind of like the possibility of this, especially if we come down a little bit. This would be something like that. Maybe it should be a bit lower, but again, if you put it down here, your risk to reward is screwed up. So you have to figure out, we are below the 9 and the 200. I'm in. Got a nice retest. My stop loss is down here. Aiming for the top of there. Honestly, my stop loss should have been maybe a bit bigger. I went a bit tight on that. I think that may come to bite us in the butt. But our stop loss right under there. And let's see if we can break through this 200 and push up to here. Nice push. Monitoring it because I don't really want it to slam down on us. But now we've broken through here. Let's see where we go in the next 2 minutes. Can we then come down? Or are we just gonna push? Let's see. With this momentum, maybe we have enough to break this next level, but we're gonna have to continue watching. Entered a little late, honestly. I would have liked to enter like right here when it turned green, but again, I was looking at DAX, so I came down, hit the 9, like I said. I should have entered here, so we're a little late to the party, but that's okay. Let's see if we can gain enough momentum. Let's see if we can get enough momentum to push out of here now. Guys, you need it. Guys, I'm on the phone. If you're gonna be loud, okay? Or I'm not on the phone, but I'm on a call. If you're gonna be loud, you're gonna have to go downstairs, okay? And sit quietly. So we're continuing to push out of here, which is just, yeah, this is beautiful. Still pushing. So let's see where we close within the next minute. I may be getting ready to move to break even here, just because it is a bit erratic. Price before market opening can be a bit erratic, and this is a big candle meeting. What goes up most certainly can slam back down. Okay, I'm at break even now. I just hit essentially 1R. I'm looking for it to hit up here. Let's see if we can now, price is now far enough above this that for me this can be a break even. And if it comes back down, it comes back down. These big candles, I don't really like holding on for too long. There we go, just a little bit more push. There you go. All right, and I'm out. Right to that line. Now, could we hold on and hope it breaks through? But this is a big candle. Do you really want to hang on to this and hope that it comes back down? I certainly don't. So in, out, 1R, one candle, no drawdown. That is how we want to trade. Well done, guys. We could have entered a little earlier, had our stop loss maybe, and it could push. Like honestly, the way this is such a big candle that we could see this continue to push out of here. But again, do we want to? We have these lines drawn here for a reason. So I don't want to trade up to here, get all this nice profit, and then watch it just slam back down. Like to me, there's no point. We're trading not for one trade. We're here to trade on a regular basis and to build slow, consistent profits. So, beautiful first trade to open of the day. That means we're already up 0.5%. And now we just, I'm not taking another trade until after market open. So we're just going to go finish charting DAX, finish charting NAS, and then we will play some chess, or I'll hang out with the kids until we hit 2 o'clock. So that was a beautiful start to the day. And just really happy with that. That was a great move. And see, this is what keeps me still trading before market open at 1 o'clock, because you get these moves, and this move was honestly too good not to get in. So we did enter a little late. I'm gonna have to screenshot this for purposes for my journal, and honestly my stop loss. There we go. My stop loss, honestly, too tight. It should have been at least below the 200. It should have been down here. But if I'd entered in at the proper time, which, as I said, it came down, and when it turned green, I would have been entering like right here, then we should have gotten in. We could have gone in. But now, see, look, we feel like geniuses for getting out, because, again, where did it go? Right up to our line, and now it's rejecting. So now we get out. Um, but anyways. All right, so let's move over to DAX. Where were we? I think we were on the 1 hour. So yes, on the 1 hour. Where are our lines? A lot of wicks over there on the left. But number one, of course, it's tried to come up here multiple times. It has not been able to. And this line, honestly, you can extend and you can see that it kind of holds true even up here before finally breaking up. So this is definitely a good level to put your hourly resistance. And then this one came down, kissed it, and bounced up. So that's going to be hourly support. So let's drop down to our 5-minute. And yeah, you could see almost exactly mimicking Dow, but there was no pullback. So I wouldn't have entered this one because it opened and just fired up. It never pulled back, which is because it was right on the 9. So again, this was a good trade, depending where you put the line. But again, no pullback on that, which when here we got that nice little pullback, which I liked. I like to see that because that pullback and then the momentum up kind of confirms that it's going to continue, not slam back on you. So let's see here. Pretty much there. Like, that's it. Like, we're going to put that there. And now, there's not much else to do now. Like, if it came back and retested, could you potentially go long? Yeah, you potentially could. The only problem with that is you have all of this here. So is it just rejecting and going down? Like, to me, I'd prefer to short it if it comes up here, rejects, comes down to maybe we could put in one more line here. But this would be only for I wouldn't be going long here. There's just too much consolidation. So I wouldn't be trading this box. So we have all this consolidation here. So I would not be trading in this box. But if it came up, came back down, comes here, bounces, and then shows momentum going down. But again, you have to be aware that this box is here. So how aggressive do you want to be? Do you want it to come down here before you go short? Possibly. There's a couple ways we could take that. Again, there's going to be news. I just don't. Yeah, this price action, unless it's above here or below here, I don't really like it. But we could consider something once it dropped below this, perhaps. But again, right now, if it comes back, that's just a pullback to me. That's not going. So the only way this line would be valid if it went all the way up to high day, comes down, retests, and then starts breaking down again, something like that. But right now, things are looking pretty bullish. Now it's coming down. Okay, this one was still firing up, but we see Dow. We're looking like absolute geniuses. Uh, you draw the lines for a reason. Don't hang on. Even with these big candles with momentum, we want to trade with momentum, but a lot of time momentum also can be what goes up super fast can come down super fast. So you have to be careful. And if it gets to your target or near your target and you're 1 hour, at least move to break even. And then a lot of times just take it off the table. Like really, like as I've said before, 0.5% on a 400K account is $2,000. And if we had that, like $2,000 for what was that? 20 minutes worth of work. Who's going to complain about that? So we need to just continue focusing on those little gains. Yeah, we're trading a 10K account right now, but our 10K account is now essentially 6.7% up, I believe. And so if we're 6.7% up, like that's not bad considering for a month. And again, if we were doing that with a 400K account, let's say we were even doing a 100K account to make the math easy. A 100K account, we'd be up 6 grand. 6 grand for a month. That's a livable wage for a lot of people. Me living in Thailand, it's absolutely a living wage. So let's not complain about that. And it's a skill that is essentially infinitely scalable. So as you gain these skills, if we can do it with 10K, That means, yes, we may have to then desensitize ourselves to higher amounts, but we already know that we have the skills to do it, and it's simply just working on the psychology, which will come with time. So once we can do it 10K, we can then up that to 20, to 50, to 100, to 200, to essentially infinitely. And there's not infinitely, but you know what I'm saying. So let's update this. What? Huh? Just be patient. Refresh. All right, yeah. So we're up 6.75%. Meaning if we got one good trade today, if we could get one more good trade that goes for 125 bucks, so 2.25 R, like we could pass our challenge today, like which would be super cool. But again, I'm trying to work my way through the psychology of this too. So you have to maybe if we're focusing on high quality setups, we don't want to lose the money that we've been gaining. Again, we've had pretty steady growth. We dropped down, we grew up, dropped down, grew up, drove down, went up, dropped down. Now we're going back up. Let's not give all of this back today. Uh, I don't want to end the day at break even if possible, so we're going to wait for some really good setups if possible. But good way to start, and yeah, 6.75% is just super exciting to me personally. So let's erase all these and we'll start from scratch again, just in case you may not be confident or familiar with how to chart. Now, again, there's a million ways to chart. This is how I chart. You can chart any way you want. And yes, I did learn this from someone else. I just essentially copied their charting, and then I've made it my own over the course of time. And I won't mention who they are because honestly, I like their trading, but I don't like the fact that they're now selling $1,000 EA, expert advisor trader. And as we know, if it was that easy to make money, why are you selling it for 1,000? Like you would just be running it and printing off money. EAs are not magical. You can use an EA with your own then trading expertise that you've gained and make money using EAs, but you can't just leave a EA running by itself. You have to know what settings, change the settings, be able to identify the trends you're in, when you want to use it. Like it's just the same as learning how to read price action using EAs, just adding another step to it. It's nothing magical. And so the fact that this group that or this essentially channel that I used to follow quite heavily is charging $1,000 for the EA. Yeah, I have no respect for that, and so I actually was spending a few bucks to join their live streams and stuff because I really enjoyed them and learned a lot from them when I was still learning and developing it. And then yeah, as soon as I started doing that, I canceled my subscription and everything, and essentially will have nothing to do with that because that's just not. I don't feel it's ethical. I feel like it's stealing money from people and giving hope to people who honestly don't know better and don't know that nothing will replace hard work and just sitting and being on your charts and putting the effort in that is required in order to become a successful trader. Listen to our podcast, but essentially, how long does it become a successful trader? At least 2 years. At least 2 years. 1,000 hours. 2 hours a day for 2 years gives you 1,000 hours. Some people may be less, some people may be more, but it's a good basis. So, price. Let's not fuss, guys. Let's not fuss. So, price saved here, went down, pulled back up pretty quickly, saved here. Let's see if we get saved here as well. And then, yeah, saved here, saved here. So we've got a couple different zones, and we've rejected up here, up here, up here, and then all here as well. So we've got some interesting zones on this one, I would say. Let's. I don't really like how NAS is looking right now, which I guess, considering how poorly my data says that I trade it, I like why. But again, I'm doing this as practice. So this is definitely a zone here. If we look at touch, 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 touch. So if it manages to break above this, maybe we try to get a little scalp and long. But until then, yeah, I just don't. There's too much going on here. Like we have this here, but then we have this here. We have 200 here. Uh, so maybe somewhere like that. Maybe include all of it. Okay, so if you ask me, what would I be going? I would not be going long on NAS at all, just because there's this level and this. There's just too much this and consolidation. There's just too much going on all over the place here. So if I was going to be going, I would only go long on NAS if it got up here and then perhaps goes up. But I would short NAS. So I would short if NAS comes down low of day retest. There's definitely a lot of room for shorting. So I would definitely potentially consider a short on the NAS. Give it to me. But for now, okay, gap down on DAX a little bit here. Let's go look at what else we've got going on. Yeah, right back to break even. Now, 138. Comes down, big candle. If we look at it, could we consider if it comes retesting, we get a bit of a pivot here? Could we go, ooh, get in another long? Oh, nice. It's tempting. It's tempting, but let me look at it. It's interesting. I will admit. What are you guys wanting to watch today? Aquanauts. There's a Christmas Aquanauts. Just this one. Hold, stop, stop. Octo. Oh, the very vegetable Christmas. It's the next one. Okay, so after this one's done, then we'll have the Christmas one. Okay, big reversal. I want in. Too late. Too late. Oh, I got it. I just wanted in slightly too late. Oh, that's a beautiful bounce off to 9. Let's see if it kind of cools off a little bit. Because that candle with this touch, could we keep going? Yeah, we could. I need to move this, but that was a 5-minute trade. This one for me would be like, below the bottom of that candle, just aiming for the top of that candle. Let's see what happens. Oh. Yeah, we're seeing some rejections, so definitely not getting in right now. Preferably, I would like to see it come down a little bit farther, like kind of equal lows as it is. It's kind of went up, but hasn't been able to kind of stay above there, doji. So I'm definitely not in. We're close to the 13, close to 2 o'clock. So tempting though, tempting. It's a good look. We may look like geniuses though for not getting in if it then breaks down. But see, as I said, the reason I'm not getting in is I feel that it needs to come down a bit more. And yeah, it's pushing. We had a nice candle. If I gone in early enough, would I potentially have? Yeah, but not right now. So not in yet. And again, some of this, it people go, oh, why did I actually had somebody who was watching the live stream the a couple days ago, and he was like, oh, why did you get in that one trade? And sometimes, like, I'm not going to pretend to say, oh, I have all the answers, or here's why I went into this trade because of A, B, C, and D. Like, honestly, sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. And again, for me, it just hadn't pulled down quite enough. So now it has. So now, if we can see this, uh, too too close, I think. Because if this reverses now, and we saw this now pull up and turn green, it would be hard for me to stay out. It would be, because now we're at a good level at retest. Now, if it drops a little bit farther, it's gone down too far. But if this now rejects and starts going bullish again, that would be a beautiful look. I don't know. This one isn't quite lining up with my. Looks a little bit different than this one. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's close, but let's see where we close. And ooh, see, oh, oh, oh! Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Oh, my spreads are too high though. It's 4 right now on US 30. Dang. See where we close in the next 25 seconds. I like this. Do we have enough time to get in? Oh, I like that rejection. Closing above the 9. Where are we going though? That's the question. How are we going to open? If we could come retest right here a little bit, drop a little bit, and then turn green, that would look good. But again, oh, we're only 15 minutes away. Like, it's a great look. It's a great look. Like, I like how it looks. I like this big move. I like this pullback, this slow down, this deep retest, uh, rejection of that level coming down now. Now, can we see this flip? It's exactly where I wanted it. Can we see this flip? If so, oh, I'll let you know if I do. I mean, you can also see my screen, so you'll know if I do. All right. Doesn't look. Oh yeah. Doesn't look like it's wanting to. See, good. Good thing we stayed out of there. We waited for the close patiently. Waited to see if it was going to come down, retest again, and go back up. Didn't. So we didn't get in. We saved ourselves because we. I guarantee you, I would have my just stop tight because we needed to get up here. So we would have needed a tight stop, and this rejection would have warranted a tight stop, and we would have been knocked out of that. So that's good. It's throwing me off because these price definitely looks slightly different on my MT5 versus the trading view. Uh, what happens if this turns green? Okay, so I just got in when that turned green. Too close to market open? Probably. I like these two retests, and I like that it turned green, but now it's just driving down. Yeah, it's gonna knock me out. It was stupid of me. Let's see if 9 can save it. Maybe a stupid trade. It did have, as I said, has a great look. So the fact that I did get stopped out, the only reason I would say it was stupid is I probably entered like entered too close to market open. Yeah, I entered like right at the top when it switched colors. And my stop's right there, so I'm about to get stopped out. But again, we have seen rejection off this multiple times, and it's tried to go up. So it was a good look. We were going with momentum. The other thing we could see is it drops to a slightly lower and then just blasts back up. Just another. But let's see. I liked how it looked. About to get knocked out. Close. Gapping up a little bit on the 1 minute. Can we get enough momentum? Can we push this up? It's not wanting to close below this green line. 1 minute left here. Let's get these. Let's get the 15s up for all of these. Put this up on the 15. Okay, so still didn't close below it. That's good. Can we drive up now? Like it's tried to break down, it hasn't been able to. We're right here. Can we drive up? 10 minutes left. I just like the momentum. Really, that candle had such nice momentum going up. Like that's how I trade. So the only thing, as I said, the only thing I could fault myself with that trade was maybe we entered in too early to market open, and now it's just a crapshoot. It could go either way. But I will tell you this: if we can get close to break even, I want to get out of it because now we have market open coming up in 10 minutes. I'm definitely not holding it over market open. Going red. This 9 is kind of keeping it down. Need to push through this 9. All right, a little rejection out of this area. We've rejected this green line a bunch of times. I just want to push. Just want to get a push up here. Come on. Just a little push up to here. If I could get out of this at break even, I would be so happy. I mean, I could exit now, still be a little profit for the day, but like, what's the point? We're in it now. Analysis does tell us it's bounced. It has had momentum up. We've had this big move. So I'd like to say that in the next 10 minutes, we could go up here easily. If not, what's the point of exiting out of $34 in the hole when, if you stay in it, you could go into profit, or if you are do lose, you're just going to go down 15 more. So trust your gut on this one. If you did enter, like, there's no point getting out and saving yourself that 0.15% or whatever. We're about to be knocked out. Just kissing our stop. Hasn't stopped us out yet, somehow miraculously. Was it ready to pop us, and then it's going to slip us out a bunch? Yeah, there we go. All right, so that was a loser. We got stopped out somehow there. For some reason, this chart is not quite agreeing with this chart, and I guarantee you now watch it push up or something. Anyway, all right, break even for the day. Crap. That's okay. I do not feel bad about that trade. Again, these charts not lining up exactly. I don't know why. But anyway, I don't feel bad about that one because it came down, tested, went up, came down, tested, big move up, and we entered with the momentum. It looked good, especially on the 5. Like, this candle was green, so I will take that. That was a decent trade. I'll take screenshot this. But should have traded before market open. The second trade, I said I was going to wait, didn't I? And I didn't. And then, yeah, watch this. It's going to drive up now. Maybe not. So let's see what happens. Market open. Honestly, I could see anything. Doji right now. I still think we're going bullish. So again, for me, when I have a bullish leaning, what I'd like to see, and again, just saved. Like, we had a good look here, but you're not going to win them all. So we're break even for this. I'm not going to complain. That look with that long wick kind of forced me to get in, because that's a look where it goes, and that's like, oh. And a lot of times, like this one, 2 minutes later, it's up here again. So okay, so what are we expecting? I'm going to go to the bathroom here, and then I'll be back. But what we're expecting is, I would love to see bearish drive down on market open, pull back to a doji, and then start going bullish. Like, that's what I would love to see. We'll see if that transpires. Okay. So all right, so we got faked out. That's okay. Good thing it was going along, because we also made this new high here, and we didn't reject with a bunch of speed and then slow down. So again, good luck. Not going to beat ourselves over those 2 trades. So that was fine with me. So we've got 2.5 minutes left. Again, I'm looking for a bearish push down to here, and then perhaps get a pivot up. So I would love to see a big bearish push down, that kind of like we saw yesterday, but continuing a big bearish push down, then it pushes up, turns colors, we get in as it goes green, and then hopefully pick some momentum and go to the high of day break. And then we're aiming for like this yellow line up here. But again, that's all. Who knows? We could also see if we do push down bearish, though, I'm not getting in on it. Um, that's the thing. I don't get in on market open unless I get that specific look. Like if I'm bullish leaning and like this, where there's a clear line where I could come down, pick up a bunch of liquidity, and then drive up, I would go, okay, I will buy that candle. But if it comes down, I'm not going to short it because again, there's all this kind of liquidity down here. It could pick up and then go back down, and I'm bullish leaning right now today. So that's why I will trade the open after a few minutes if the candle gives me a certain look in a certain way. But again, that's got to be learned. So now, yeah, doing what I was anticipating. Let's see what happens. One minute left till market open. Let's check DAX. DAX breaking down as well. A lot of room for a lot of room for it to drop as well. But I'm still looking for it to go bullish. So maybe we pick up, come down here, but then we can't immediately go bullish, buy. So we're going to have to just wait and see when we want to get in. To me, I'd like to see it break down, drive up, come up here, retest, and then we get in long. Consequently, let's see, it could just drive down and we don't even get a ride. If so, then we're at break even for the day. We're not going to fuss about that. Any day that we don't lose money is a winning day. Okay, big drive down. Now we're opening up bullish. DAX is bearish. NAS, I would love to see a bit of a pullback up here and then a drive down short. But again, don't know too much. So I'd love to see this go bullish a bit and then drive back down. Now DAX going bullish. So again, we don't know what's happening. We're just going to wait and see what transpires. US 30 kind of just stuck down here. Now it's going, but again, this is just very close and it's right on this green line. We're right at the low of day where price has been saved multiple times. Like we've had this line here for a reason. So don't really want to just go, oh, it had a little retest, now we're going to go short. Like shorting this big candle, that would be a bit of a disaster because again, it's so long. Like we expect price to at least come up to here. So now we're getting this retest here. Now if this comes up to the 9 or the 200 and then rejects, now perhaps we're talking. Same with German 30 here. Or German 40. I don't even know what it is. DAX, German 40. Depends on what chart you're using, what they call it. Okay. So this one drove all the way up. Let's see what we get. Nothing really in our place to trade yet, so we're just being patient. Again, this is a nice retest. If this, all right, I'm short Dow. Got it on that break after the retest. Got our stop up here. We can target this red line. NAS pushing, DAX pushing. Would expect this. Let's see. Maybe a halfway point would be down here at 1R. See what happens. Now big drive back up. Now we could see it go bullish. 1 minute left with this candle, so let's wait and see. I do like how it's rejected up here. I do like we have the 9 coming down. We do have bullish momentum. We look here on the 15. We're definitely bearish on the 15-minute chart, at least temporarily. So let's see if we can drive down. 1 minute till candle close here. Definitely new low of day. Where this closes will be important. Can we close below the yellow line, below these wicks, and then maybe pivot up a little bit to here and then drive back down? Let's wait and see. 30 minutes, 30 seconds, 30 seconds till close. Last 30 seconds of any candle is the most important. Let's look. Indecision on DAX. It's gone both ways. This is sometimes why you shouldn't get in right on market open, but I do like the look on Dow, which is why I got in early. We'll see if it pays off or not. NAS still breaking down. There's a lot of room to go down. US 30 also has a lot of room to go down. That's why I like it. And this rejection, like it said to me, we're still looking good. Let this, okay, so we're opening bearish. We would expect it to come up, pick up some bids, maybe up in this area, and then drive back down. So we have our stop. We have our stop, essentially. Yeah, right there. Dow still driving down, not in an area we can short it yet. NAS, this was a really nice look. Retest, enter here, driving down. So perhaps, but we're in this one right now. So let's continue monitoring US 30. First target would be right here, 1R. Kind of just stagnating here. We have made a new lower low. We do have some good momentum on the 15. Don't like that though. But we did expect it to come up. So will we see it come up, retest, which it kind of did there, and now can we drive back down? Like that would be good. Like this honestly would be a nice entry if you hadn't entered early. If this now reverses, you could be considering getting in. But we gotta wait because this could also just blast through here now. So let's wait and see. Nice rejection. Nice rejection. That's why you don't move your stop loss to break even so early, because again, you're expecting price to come up here, right? So we rejected that. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Now can we see this continue to drive? That was beautiful. It's a good look. If you hadn't gone in, this is another place where potentially now you get in. We saw that candle turned red. That's when you would enter with the momentum. Had a green. As soon as that candle turned red right here, then you enter. Now it could drive up. but it gave you a good look. Like that's the kind of look that I'm looking for. Maybe not you, but for me, that's the look I'm looking for, and that's what I'm getting in on. So wait for it. Let's see if we get that look again. You see how it's green? Red, bam, you're in. Made a new lower low. That's a good entry because you're entering with momentum. Again, think where you're putting your stop loss. My stop loss is up here. Could be a little tighter. I mean, a little wider. Maybe up here instead because it's really close to the 9 and 200 and you would expect price to come up there. But for me, I've gotten the look that I've wanted a couple times on this trade. So again, if we lose this trade, it's okay. Like we can find another one, potentially get our money back. And if not, we entered on good looks and good trades today. And so that's okay. Like what we're not wanting to do is do stupid stuff. What I do like about what I've seen here is okay, it is green right now, but we've rejected this green line multiple times now. We've come up here a couple of times. It's important where this closes, guys. Stop fussing. It's important where this closes within the next 1 minute, though. If it closes above here, we're probably out of the trade, right? Because we're gonna then build momentum and come up here. But if we can reject this now, we have a couple times. Not looking like it. Yeah, big gap up. We're still in it, barely, but we're still in it. If we reject this and we push back down, barely almost hit our stop loss. Last 20 seconds of this candle is going to be important. Are we going to keep driving up? Are we going to reject? 50% of this candle is exactly where we kind of would expect price to go. It's a nice rejection. 4 seconds left. Do we close below or above? We close in the middle. Okay, let's see what happens. Now we've rejected this multiple times. Now can we start pushing back down is what I want to know. 9 just crossed the 200. Kind of call that the golden cross squat, but you know what I mean. It does indicate some retail traders mean that, so there should be some selling pressure as we get more people in trying wanting to sell with this cross of the 9 and the 200. So we could see that help push price down a little bit. Um, First minute. Let's see where we go now in the second minute. So this is a journey. Again, I like how it looks, honestly. Like this looks like to me a good trade. If you don't like it, we're essentially at break even again. You could get out at break even, but I'm holding because I want to see it come down to here. We've rejected this level on the 15. Pushing down, let's see if we can make a new lower low. Yes, come on. Again, don't be afraid of the pullbacks when you're trading. Like price has to be able to pull back in order to keep going. But what I want to see now is a push down to make a new low. We need to break this low of day here. Otherwise, we just get sick. But we just get sucked back up. everything kind of doing their own thing. DAX, big push up, but getting rejected off this level, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. NAS is still pushing down. So with NAS pushing down, do we get to see US 30 push down as well? Again, I really want to see it come down, make a new low here. We're currently in what I would view as a good trade. We could put a tighter stop loss, like our stop loss if it goes up here, like we could put it right above there if we wanted. Um, if we could put it here, but that's like, what good does that do it? Like it saves us a couple bucks, but honestly doesn't really get us much nearer to our objective. And we could anticipate maybe price comes up, goes a little bit higher, fakes us out, and then comes back down. So I'm leaving it here. We're going to leave it up there, and we're going to leave it at 50 bucks, see what happens. Kind of petering out here. Again, we've got 1 minute left. Would love to see if we can break down. Like if we close up here, we're going bullish. We need to close because this is a nice retest. We have a lot of wicks here. We've got the 9 crossing, but we need to see this continue to push. Let's see what happens. NAS, big drop on the NAS. So if we could see the Dow continue to follow that, make a new low here, close below this purple line, or at least close below the green line, like that would be magnificent. Magnifico. Oh man, my kids have a story that they listen to, and there's a guy on there that Jake that I sometimes copy. His voice is a bit irritating. All right, so where are we going to close in the next 8 seconds? A lot of indecision right now. A lot of indecision. Where do we close now? Are we going to gap up, gap down? Closing right here. That was the first 15-minute candle, so we're going into our second 15 candle. Are we going to see a reverse, or are we going to see a bigger push down? So we're pushing down initially here. There's our push, US 30 dropping. Yes. Beautiful initial push. Now we're looking for it to come down here. So right now we're just still in this trade. On the left, let's look at where price could go if it drops. Yeah, we could go down here, but we only need $200, right? So if we wanted, we need $180 if we want to pass this challenge. So we could go somewhere like, but we're probably going to get out before then, right? Like that would probably be unwise. So let's see where price goes, because we would need price to drop down essentially for our, which would be right there, which we could, but I want to see price come down. We do have this, but if we break through that, we've got a long ways to go. So NAS still dropping. NAS got a long ways to drop. Like, can it drop all the way down here? Perhaps. We had this nice little pullback drop. We've made a new low of day here. Problem is, I'd like to see it close there. Okay, ooh, big rejection on the 1 minute. Came all the way up almost to our break-even point, and now driving back down. So that actually looks really nice. I don't know why this is not showing that. I don't know what's going on with my charts today. But yeah, we had this big candle drive up, and now we're we're driving down. So I feel like just watch my MT5, I guess. I don't know what's going on here. Now it did reject that, so on the 1 minute, so you could consider now with this big rejection right here, you could consider moving your stop loss to like break even, and now you're in a risk-free trade, especially with price coming up, retesting, rejecting it. You could consider that kind of like a swing high if you want to get out. I'm still torn. Because if I had my stop loss at break even before, I would have hit it right there. That would have hit it with the spread. Interested where we'll close in the next minute? Will we close below or above? Again, I don't really want to move my stop loss to break even because if I do, that's where I would be wanting to get back in. Like this wick is going to need to be filled. Like, sure, we rejected this purple line which we drew here, but still want to see where we close. A lot of pressure. We still have a lot of selling pressure. Yeah, we're a little bit oversold now. Not quite here though on Dow. So let's continue watching. Another push down. Let's see if we can really push down in the next few seconds. Where do we close? All right. I'm at break even. I will freely admit that now. Um, I now moved it here. Kind of a swing high there. We've had price having trouble breaking through here. It has driven up a couple times, so I want to see it really push down now. Otherwise, we're going to reject this level and start pivoting up. Trying to make a new low. See if we can break it. So far, no good. Trying again. Gap down. As I said, I'm at break even now just because price is really having trouble breaking through here. So if it does, great, it's going to continue dropping. If not, we can see it bounce. I would love to see a new lower low here. Definitely at the lowest end of the range too. So that's why, as I said, all this consolidation, this all is making me want to be very careful because price could really just decide to bounce bullish out of here. And I am bullish leading for today. Price hasn't led me to see that yet, but that's my bias. Gap down on the 1 minute open. We can now can push down. Had a little bit of we're just ranging right now. Just ranging. We look good on the not. We look good on the 15, right? Like so, our break even is our break even is below above the 15. So if this 15 turned green, like I wouldn't want to be part of it anyway. So that's why my break even is there. New equal lows. Let's see if we can break that. Trying. There we go. Yes. So we need that to keep moving. So let's see if we can push down. Woo. Big drop. Let's see if we can keep going. Big drop. Where are we going to close in 2 minutes? Still dropping. Definitely move to break even here. What dropped can also come back, but I'm still holding. You could exit now if you want for a nice tidy little reward. But I think now that we've broken this, we could keep pushing down. So let's see. Again, I'm at break even. We're not kind of in no man's land here now to the left. So price come up, maybe retest right here. So test the purple line and then keep pushing down. I don't know. Let's wait and see. If you want to get out at 1R or a little bit more, honestly, I'm at more than 1R right now. Feel free. I'm still holding. I'm still just watching price. I may get out depending on what we see here, but so far, maybe just a little pullback and then we keep pushing farther down. So sometimes, but it can also reverse on us and just come all the way back up, right? So let's monitor. For me, since I'm at break even for the day, like it's worth it for me holding because I would like to see a bigger move. With that big push down, we're now in room where I could see us continue to fall. Let's see what everything else is doing though. Big push down on DAX, so we could see if we get a little retest and then push down both bearish. Uh, NAS dropping like a rock. Okay, so everything again, everything's dropping. Now it could reverse on us, and maybe we get out of this with no money. So as I said, if you want to get out at 1R, get out at 1R right now. Like it's a great point. But let's see what happens with this candle. 10 seconds left. We close below this red line, which we have here for a reason, right? Maybe we come up half of this candle, and then we can keep pushing down. So, all right, new candle. Let's see what happens. So again, I'm gonna half of that candle, purple line maybe. Again, so you have a big move like that, you're going to expect pullbacks. You're going to have a pullback. There's liquidity down there that's picking up. So now we've got to see, did it just pick up this liquidity and now it's just going to drive back up? Or did it just pick up liquidity, need to have pullback, build up some volume, and now we're going to keep flipping. Nice. Let's see what happens. The other thing you could do is trail your stop loss, right? So especially on like on the one, you could trail your. So I'm break even. If this flips and keeps driving, maybe you drive it, put your stop loss right here above the 9, like right above there or something. So that's a possibility, and we trail our stop loss on this thing. Um, the other way you can trail your stop losses is on the 5 is just put your stop loss above the top of the previous candle. So your stop loss is here. Now we wait until this candle closes, and then we would move our stop loss to the top of this candle. Like hopefully this keeps going bearish, and we put our candle right there, our stop loss right there. So that's how we could do that. But let's keep monitoring price. Oh, big push down. It's trying to break this low. So again, I saw some rejection here. So why would I exit out right now when I saw it come up, reject half of that candle, and now we're continuing to, oh, big push down. All right, and I'm out. Like that hit my target. There's no point. Like we could hold on, get greedy. But for us, we draw these lines for reasons, right? It hit that red line. That's more than 2R. I'm out. Like sure, we could try to hold on, but these big moves, they could come back on us. So let's call it good. And I'm done trading for the day. 1.1%. That's all we need. Nice job, guys. Well done. All we need. Made one, lost one, made a solid one beautifully. Had our stop loss where it should be, wrote it down. Sure, this could keep falling, but it also could now pivot back up because, as I said, I'm still bullish. So I'm just going what price is showing me. But fundamentally, and just from a higher time frame, like when we're scalping, we don't really care. But higher time frame, this big candle makes me feel and just all of this saving that's going on here makes me feel like we're going to push out of here. We may not, doesn't really matter. Uh, but I don't want to risk losing all of my hard-earned moolah on that one when we just hit it. So who knows? Let's see where it goes. But well done. Well done. And yeah, exactly. So if you look here, why did we exit down there? Because we drew a line and it came down, kissed that line, and now it's going back up. Sure, it could reverse on us, and now it could just come up and then keep going down. But why risk it, right? Like it's coming up, retesting this. Let's see where it closes in the next 30 seconds. Again, if you had a trailing stop loss, this would probably be getting close to your trailing stop loss because you would trail your stop loss on the one. You would be trailing your stop loss here and then here and then here. And yeah, it would have just hit it right now, right? So trail your stop loss, or as I said, I am exited almost absolutely perfectly. If you look at my MG5 due to my red line here. My line there is for a reason. I expected this pullback or to here. Honestly, if they'd gone past this, I probably was going to close in a little bit of profit. But for me, I was looking for the bigger move, and that's what we got. So, all right. Well, you guys have a great one, and hopefully the trading last couple of days has been beautiful. So hopefully it's been a benefit to you, and we'll catch you next time.